We all know Ford has built some of the most legendary engines on the planet, but they've also built a few that will absolutely obliterate your bank account. So today, we're cutting through all the noise. We're counting down the 3 Ford engines you should sprint away from, and the 4 that are born champions, just waiting for your next build. Knowing which is which could save you a small fortune. Let's dive in. Let's start with the engines that will make you regret every single mile. These are the power plants that can turn your dream project into a permanent garage ornament. Our list of shame begins with the 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton V8. You'll find this in F-150s from 2004 to 2010 and Expeditions up to 2014. And let me tell you, this engine promised the world but delivered a mountain of frustration. Its sins were twofold: a deeply flawed variable valve timing system and a truly disastrous spark plug design. The cam phases would fail, creating that infamous Triton tick, a sickening diesel-like clatter that was the sound of impending doom. Once the top end gets starved of oil, the problems just cascade from there. And oh, the spark plugs. The original 2-piece design is legendary for all the wrong reasons. They just snap, breaking off inside the cylinder head during a simple plug change. Your weekend tune-up just became an engine-out, head-pulling nightmare. For any enthusiast, this engine is a financial minefield. It's a black hole for your project budget, sucking up cash that should be for cool upgrades, and instead, just keeping the thing from grenading itself. Coming in at number 2 is the 6.0-liter Power Stroke diesel. Launched in 2003, it didn't just get a bad reputation. It became infamous for truly catastrophic failures. Think of this engine as a masterclass in domino effect engineering. It all starts with the stock oil cooler. It clogs, the engine overheats. That heat then cracks the EGR cooler. And the final nail in the coffin, the factory head bolts stretch, leading to blown head gaskets. It's a predictable and very expensive chain reaction. And fixing it is brutal. To get to anything important, you have to literally lift the entire cab of the truck off the frame. The labor costs alone are just eye-watering. Sure, you can make it reliable by bulletproofing it with a host of aftermarket parts. But the sheer cost to get there makes it one of the worst financial decisions you could ever make for a project. And for our number 1 worst Ford engine, we're looking at something much more modern. This proves that terrible engine design isn't just a thing of the past. I'm talking about the 1.0-liter EcoBoost with a wet belt. Found in cars like the Fiesta and Focus from around 2012, this engine uses a timing belt that runs inside the crankcase, submerged in engine oil. The goal was to reduce friction and improve efficiency. The reality was a catastrophic design flaw. Here's what happens. The engine oil slowly breaks down the rubber belt. The belt starts shedding tiny particles, which get sucked into the oil pickup tube, clogging it. The engine is starved of oil, and the result is complete and total engine failure. It was so bad that Ford of Europe was pressured into offering extended warranties. But for countless owners around the world, they were just left holding the keys to a ticking time bomb and a massive bill for a ridiculously labor-intensive repair. Okay, that was brutal, but it's not all doom and gloom in the blue oval world. Far from it. We've seen the nightmares. Now let's talk about the dreams. It's time for the engines that truly define Ford performance. These are the power plants that tuners and racers have on their wish list. The engines that make being a Ford fan so rewarding. Kicking off the best list at number 4 is a modern monster. The 7.3-liter Godzilla V8. First seen in the Super Duty truck line, this engine is a beautiful return to what works. In an era of complicated tech, the Godzilla is simple, old-school muscle. We're talking a massive, big-bore, cam block pushrod V8. It has a bulletproof cast iron block and a forged steel crank. It was literally built to take abuse. From the factory, it puts out a healthy 430 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. But its real magic is its potential. Thanks to that simple, robust design, tuners are easily cracking 600 horsepower, naturally aspirated. It's a durable, torque-rich beast, just begging to be swapped into anything with wheels. Number 3 might surprise you. A twin-turbo V6 on a list of best Ford engines? 100%. I'm talking about the 3.5-liter EcoBoost. This engine proved once and for all that you don't need 8 cylinders to do serious work. High output versions make 450 horsepower and over 500 pound-feet of torque, and for years it gave the F-150 best-in-class towing. This thing is an absolute workhorse. Now, the early models had some timing chain and carbon buildup issues, that's true, but the later generations are incredibly solid. And because it's turbocharged, massive power gains are just a simple ECU tune away. Plus, let's not forget, a heavily modified version of this very engine powered the legendary Ford GT supercar. Enough said. Alright, at number 2, we have the undisputed icon of modern Ford V8 performance, the 5.0-liter Coyote. Introduced in 2011, this dual overhead carm 32-valve beast absolutely loves to rev, screaming all the way to a 7,500 RPM redline. And the sound is pure, unfiltered American muscle. Every generation just got better and better, with the latest versions pushing nearly 500 horsepower right from the factory. The Coyote is everything the disastrous Triton V8 should have been. It's reliable, it's powerful, and it is a tuner's absolute dream. The aftermarket support is bottomless. Slap a supercharger on one, and you can make over 700 horsepower reliably all day long. And now, the #1 best Ford engine, or rather, engines. At the absolute pinnacle of Ford performance, we have the specialized 5.2-liter V8s, the Voodoo and the Predator. First, there was the Voodoo, the naturally aspirated heart of the Shelby GT350. It used a flat plane crankshaft, which let it rev to a mind-bending 8,250 RPM. It didn't sound like a muscle car. It screamed like an exotic supercar. But then, Ford unleashed the Predator in the GT500. They took that 5.2-liter block, switched back to a more durable cross-plane crank, and bolted a massive supercharger on top. The result? A staggering 760 horsepower. It is the most powerful production engine Ford has ever built. Period. These two engines are pure legend. This is what happens when the engineers are told to build the best engine possible, with no bean counters getting in the way. So, from the wallet-destroying Triton to the track-shredding Predator, Ford's engine lineup is one heck of a ride. And while the Voodoo and Predator are the stuff of dreams, for the everyday enthusiast building a real-world project, the 5.0 Coyote remains the undisputed king. But hey, that's just my list. I want to hear from you. What do you think is the absolute best or the absolute worst Ford engine ever built? Drop your answer in the comments below and tell me what you're running in your project car. I really want to know.